What's going on, guys? This is Chosen Gamer here, coming at you with a new video. Today we're just going to be going over a couple practice routines and different things you can do to improve your gameplay in CSGO. I get asked about this a lot, what I did to help get out of silver. This is my Smurf account, obviously, because we're going to be going into some games later today, and I'll be explaining that to you. But pretty much the basis of this video is just going to be to explain practicing. So this is going to be a series just on different things you need to do to improve and what's going to help you maximize your potential in this game. Biggest thing is just having a practice routine, getting on it every day, making sure you practice it every day, play a couple matches. Every day you don't, you're just going to fall out of your place and you're only going to get worse, you know? So if you're practicing every day, it doesn't even have to take that long, maybe an hour, maybe two. Just go in, do your warm-up. Warm-up is essential before you go play anything, because if you're not warmed up, you're not going to be, your aim's not going to be on, your movement's not going to be on. So yeah, this is mainly going to be going over different practice routines and what you can do to improve there. So my personal favorite right here is this training map. So you can find this on the community workshop if you just go and search it, or just search, you know, training aim, whatever. Make sure you look for the one with this icon. This is by far the best. I've also used aim bots in the past, but I prefer this one a lot more. I feel like it's helped my aim. So let's get on into it. Alright, so pretty much when you load in here, you can choose either side, doesn't really matter. Over on this wall, you'll see all the different options for the trainings you guys can do. I've practiced all these before, but there's three main ones I like to do every single day. So first thing we want to do is go over here, grab an AK. I prefer AK. What you guys want to practice with is up to you. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just classic fast aiming. Leave it to default settings. I always like to start on level 1. If you click these, it's just going to take you back and forth. So yeah, just go ahead and do this a couple times. What I do is I have a set goal on how much targets I want to hit before I can move on. Usually that's around 55. Sorry, not 55. Oh god. As you can see, not completely warmed up today. Still missing some targets, which is good. This is what we're here to improve. This is what we're here to do. Doing this a couple times a day is going to show huge improvements in your aim. Yeah, but I always like to shoot for 20 before I move on to the next exercise. You can see I only got 19 there, so I'd probably go back and do it. It'll do 25 targets per time. So try to hit a 20 out of 25. Just keep practicing it till you can. If you can't hit that, I wouldn't recommend going into any ranked matches anyway. It's just going to throw off your placement, and it's not going to help you very much. Oh, that was bad. Alright, so I'm not going to keep going because the point of this is to give you an example of what to do. So the next thing we're going to want to do is go over here to the angles and sliding tab. Go ahead and click it, leave it on default just like in the last one. And let me explain this. So pretty much what's going to happen is there's going to be a yellow dot that pops up over here. Every time you shoot it, one of these many circles is going to light up red. I keep it so I don't have these two options on. I don't find it very useful. There's not a lot of angles you're going to be doing that. Mainly this is just to practice your angles, get you set so when, say, a person appears to your right, you can just snapshot to that. You see that? Snapshot, snapshot. It just practices all your different angles, and this will help you out a lot. So let's go ahead and start it. Give you an example. This is the one I always like to try to get 55 before I feel that I'm really warmed up. Crazy change in your aim. This is what took me all the way from, I think I was down at Silver 2 to Gold Nova 4. Just doing these little things improves your aim so much. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go back and show you the last exercise I like to do. So the last one down here is if you aim down, intensive fast aiming. What level and what you want to do is dependent on what you guys feel in the day. I like to switch up my routine every day. So maybe I'll go from doing, the first exercise in level 1 to going and doing the third one in level 2. This just practices all your little difference or all your distances, and then helps you improve that way. So what this is going to do is it's going to make a bunch of targets pop up pretty fast. As long as you keep less than 6 on the board, you will keep going. I usually shoot for 250, but I've gone up to 1,000. I've done more than that. It just depends on how warmed up you're feeling at this point, because this is the last one I always like to do before hopping into a ranked match. As you can see, it goes pretty fast, so it sounds like 1,000 might be a lot, but realistically that might take you 10 minutes, I'm just going to go to 50 to give you guys an example of what this is like. And the biggest thing here is try snapping to your angles. So practicing that snappy movement increases your speed, but also makes it so in a real match, if you were faced with people, you can get those flick shots, Okay, so I'm going to end right there. So this is pretty much the practice routine. I recommend doing this every day. I usually spend about 10 to 30 minutes doing this in the mornings, and then I'll hop straight into a couple ranked matches. That's my daily routine. And if you go away, say for a couple hours, and come back and decide you want to play more matches, practice again, because it's only going to help you improve. Going into a game without warming up is like any other sport. You're just not going to play as well. You're not going to do as decent. If your aim's not warmed up, you're going to be missing a lot more shots than you would have wished. And so yeah, I would just recommend doing this before you ever go into a competitive match. Toy around with it, see what you like. I know there's a couple other ones here. If you really suck at bursting, this is a good one to do. Just practice bursting, and you want to pull down. So that's that one. There's another one in here. We can take a look at it real quick. That's gonna be the reflex training, right? So pretty much this target right here is going to turn blue for half a second, and you have to be able to shoot it. Now, this is one I really suck at. I should probably improve on that one. You can change the time if you just feel like it's too fast. If you come over here to duration, you can change the time to whatever you want. So if you put it to 0.34 seconds, this would be if you just really struggle with your reflex. Whoops. It does take a lot of concentration just to wait for that blue dot and to not shoot it before, so that's a good thing to discipline you as well. So yeah, I would recommend doing this. Usually after I do this, I always go straight into a death match just to get a feel for how player movement works and stuff like that. So go straight into a death match after this, and then right after that you should be good to go into competitive. I guarantee you this will help your competitive games go better. If you're practicing like this every day, you might not see the improvement at first, but I think after a week I was already moving up ranks. I would highly recommend this to any new players coming to CSGO when it became a free-to-play. That's always, I've seen a lot of people struggling lately over in the lower tiers, and they just don't seem like they know what you're doing, So this is going to be the first part of our series, which is going over training exercises, right? So training, this is your training routine. If you can do this every day, you will improve. If you find something that's better, I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments. The next part of this series is we're probably going to go into some different movement exercises, practicing those B hops, just getting that movement so that when you're in game, you're all ready to go. We're going to do another one on buying. I see a lot of people that don't know how to buy. We're going to do a guide on that as well. And comment other things you guys would like to see. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a sub. I would appreciate that very much. And I'll see you in the next one, guys.